Today I'm going to show you guys how to film a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructional. So at the beginning of this year, my Jiu-Jitsu instructor, Professor Joe, had this idea. He wanted to film one technique video of the week for every week of the year. And me and him put our brains together and made this production that we would create and send out once a week on Instagram, where he taught people jiu-jitsu techniques and gave away free prizes as a way for people to interact with the video, share it with others, and something great happened. We made something that was consistent, well polished, and people loved it. So today I'm going to show you guys how to replicate that. If you want to get your own thing going, it could be for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It could actually be for anything you want, cooking, cars, whatever. So this is how you create an instructional. For this first section of the instructional, I'm going to tell you guys what you need to use to film. So if you're just starting out and you don't have equipment, the base things that you need are a camera, a stand, and a microphone. So the camera can be your iPhone. It literally can be your iPhone. If you get that and connect it to an iPhone stand, you're good to go. What it's gonna look like is this. Okay, so you've got this little iPhone stand, okay? This thing is like 1 pound. It's got a little stand right here that you can twist open, close, etc. Look how small this thing is. So we're gonna open it up. Then you're gonna get your iPhone and you literally place it into the stand and then just place it in front of you as you're filming your instructional. The next thing that you need, and this is really important because you're instructing people, you need a dedicated microphone.
First drill we're going to go over, we've done in a previous stability ball drill where we balance on top with both of our knees.
So let's say you don't want to spend much money on the camera. You really need to spend a little bit of money on the audio because that's what people are going to hear to see what you're doing. Right now, technology is great enough where your iPhone can capture visuals pretty well. But if you have your phone at a far distance from you while you're instructing, they're not going to hear you. So you need a dedicated external microphone that can either be connected to your phone or you can have one that's actually connected to you while you're instructing. And this is what I use for Professor Joe. We use a Tascam DR10L. It's a wired lavalier that's connected directly to my chest. It doesn't matter how far or how close the camera is, the audio is always going to come out the same because it's connected to his chest. So that's really all you need to film your video. You need a camera, a stand, and a microphone or an equipment like this that can record your audio. With all of that said, let's talk about the format of your instructional. So before you start filming an instructional, you need to know what your content is going to be. So let's take Professor Joe for example. His purpose is to increase everyone's jiu-jitsu technique and experiences. So what he does is he sends out 4 technique videos each month and they're separated into different subjects. The first week is going to be takedowns. Second week is submissions. Third week are leg entries and attacks. And fourth week are solo drills that you can do on your own. So with that format in mind, he creates the curriculum for each month. So for the first 10 to 15 seconds, we create a hook for him. That hook can be him demonstrating a technique for 10 seconds that we'll talk about later on in the video, or it can be him demonstrating some clothes or a giveaway that he's going to announce later on in the video. After the hook is done, we go into the intro. And in the intro, Professor Joe introduces himself and any special guest that he brings on to the video to demonstrate his technique. He also introduces the name of the technique. Moving on from the intro, we start getting into the actual technique itself. This can last anywhere between 1 minute to 3 minutes. And he breaks down his technique, shows a couple of demonstrations of it, and then does it one more time. This is the meat of Joe Murphy's technique videos of the week. After the content is the outro. This is where he says thanks to the audience for watching, and he does a call to action. A call to action is a thing that the subject can tell to the audience for them to further interact with the video. So for him, he gives a giveaway every week. Some apparel, it could be like a free service, whatever it is. Sometimes it's UFC clothing from a fight that he just went to, or it can be like an AMP gi. So what he does is he'll say, to enter this giveaway, you have to follow him, follow the special guest, and leave a comment. Those call to actions make the audience want to further engage with his video by sharing it, etc. And this creates more and more hype about the video, and the content gets shared with more and more people. Because of this call to action, Professor Joe went from about 1,000 followers to 2,100 followers in about 3 or 4 months. And it was pretty ridiculous. So I really recommend that kind of technique and strategy with you. Some things to know is Professor Joe writes down all of his curriculum beforehand. So when he comes in to get filmed, he already knows what he's going to say. And if he messes up, we can pause, reset, and he just does it again. So I can't stress to you enough how important it is to write a script for the instructions that you're going to post. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for creating an instructional for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now, in regards to actually putting all the clips together, overlaying music, and making little lower thirds to make the graphics look great, leave a comment below if you're interested in seeing my workflow on how to put the actual video together. Today's video was more of a conceptual understanding of what we do to create the video, to film the video, and to create the content. My name is Jay Fan. I am a jiu-jitsu competitor and a combat sport videographer. If you need any help, just hit me up and I got you. Stay tuned.